A big welcome to the Wingman's path, to positivity, to raising your vibration, and to creating a life of your choosing. What could be a better path, huh? I love it. I know you love it, and I am so thrilled to be here with you today. I'm your wingman for today on the path to positivity. I so appreciate you being here with me, sharing your positive energy. Because, as I say all the time, when we share these practices and our energy together, it becomes more than the sum of its parts, right? It's like arithmetically, geometrically, it expands. And it makes it easier for all of us to bring in more positive energy and to raise our vibration even easier. And to keep that cycle going. That's the game. To keep the momentum going, right? Once you get the positive energy going, it's easier to keep it going. The better it gets, the better it gets, right? So it's important for all of us to help each other to keep bringing in positive energy. So yesterday's practice was thanking for all the good news coming your way today. Yesterday, that was. Now, first off, if you didn't receive any good news yesterday, don't worry about it. You were still, the good news was still coming your way. You were still thankful and sending out a vibration of good news, being thankful for good news coming your way. I did get some emails of people who did get some good, and some messages of people who did get good news. And late in the day, I got, someone sent me a picture. And it turns out it's a couple guys who are on our path with us, which is wonderful, who met through the Wingman's path to positivity. In other words, our little group here of positivity, our positive energy, helped them connect. And they were together all day playing music. They sent me a picture of them. They just had a great day together. And you and I, we made that connection possible. And there's nothing a wingman likes more than making connections, right? Unless it's helping someone be successful on their chosen mission. Which brings me to today's practice, and actually, it brings me to, I want to make sure we all understand the definition of a wingman. A wingman, we all know the military definition, right? A wingman is in military terms, is the pilot who helps the lead pilot be successful on their chosen mission. He flies usually behind and to the right to help them be successful on their chosen mission. In the more modern lexicon, it's friends helping friends meet, usually in a social environment, meet someone of the opposite sex. That's a more modern lexicon. But the definition I love the most comes to me from a friend and mentor, Dr. Bernie Siegel. I don't know if you know that name. He's a physician he's one of the first physicians who really embraced the idea of healthy mind, healthy body. And he wrote a book back in the day called Love, Medicine, and Miracles, which became a big bestseller and was really a big starting point for what we would call law of attraction, new age type of thinking. How you can use your mind. Your mind is so powerful to help you heal. And one day I was walking with him. I used to walk with him a little bit. We'd walk his dogs around his neighborhood, so for some reason we had a connection. And he said, "Mike, do you know what a wingman is?" And I was like, I looked at him like, yeah, of course I know what a wingman is. I have all business based on it. And he basically ignored me and continued talking and said, "A wingman is an angel in heaven who only has one wing, so they embraces another so they can both fly together." Yeah, that's what I said. Like, wow. I was like, wow, Bernie, that's quite a definition. And I've embraced that definition ever since. And if we're going to be on this path together, this wingman's path, I want you to understand how important connections are. And so when they sent me the picture of them yesterday, I was so honored. And I said, well, that's my good news coming. Thank you for the good news coming my way today, because I felt so wonderful that you and I together, all of us, could help make that connection. And so today, for today's practice, I think it's best if we practice our connections and just say, I embrace my connections. I embrace my connections. And as you say, I embrace my connections, I want you to think about your connections. And it can be new connections, it can be old connections. But by embracing your connections, whether it's a loved one or a neighbor or a family or a friend or a job or whatever you're connected, because let's face it, we're all connected to everything in this universe. We're all energy, and that energy is connected. And I want you to embrace that connection. And when you do, when you embrace that connection, what's going to happen is the universe is going to match your vibration and send you back more reasons to embrace your connections. It's going to send you back a feeling of a deeper connection, of a better feeling of loving connections. Better connections. And that will come from right in here and right in here. So let's practice saying it. And as we do, as I said, practice the feeling of embracing your connections, of really loving the fact that you're connected to whomever or whatever it is you're feeling at that moment. Whatever the connection is. So say with me, I embrace my connections. I embrace my connections. I embrace my connections. I embrace my connection to you. And I embrace my connection to you. I embrace my connections. Breathe that in. Breathe in the embracing of your connections. And say it. I embrace my connections. Say it out loud. Say it. Get it in your subconscious that you embrace all your connections. And your connections will become that much deeper and better. I embrace my connections. I embrace my connection to you and to our Wingman's path, because I know how connected this path is to the world and how we're going to be able to bring more positive energy into our lives and into the lives of so many others as they join the path with us. And we travel this path of positive energy, of higher vibrations, and of living a life of our choosing. I thank you so much for being with me today on the path. And as I say, for sharing these practices and inviting your friends onto the path so they can share these practices with their loved ones and their neighbors and their family and their friends and their community. Because as our little community of positivity keeps growing, it's going to be so cool as we each start bringing in more and more and more and more positive energy. Have a great day today, one in which you embrace your connections. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Your Wingman Michael, signing off.